To the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. The man who died after a shooting on a state highway on Milwaukee's northwest side Wednesday morning has been identified. The man was identified on Thursday as Michael Shraven of Milwaukee by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office. He was shot while driving south on Wisconsin Highway 145 near West Silver Spring Drive, and James Burnett, a spokesperson for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, stated that investigators have not yet nailed down a description of the suspect or their vehicle that they were driving. He said that he could not confirm if the shooting was the result of road rage or if the occupants of the two cars knew one another. Southbound lanes of Highway 145 have been shut down to accommodate the investigation, the office said. A 15-year-old student was found armed with a handgun at Bradford High School in Kenosha on Wednesday. According to a statement from the Kenosha Police Department, officers were alerted to a social media post showing what appeared to be a student with a weapon while in the high school. Police and school staff confirmed a 15-year-old student was behind the photo, and they found the student in possession of a handgun. No threats were made to students and staff, and no injuries were reported. The student is in custody and criminal charges are being referred to the juvenile system. A proposed indoor slide park received final approval from the City of Wauwatosa Common Council on Wednesday. The proposed Slick City Action Park would be located at 1435 North 113th Street and could open as early as fall 2023.
This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show is next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe, want all the action? Or you want all the smoke? Oh, this man, I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the past. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The reason I believe the racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
Hey, how you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Hey.
Wepa.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land, Truth Nation? Hey, look, we got another powerful show. All week we've been talking about the teens. And are we listening to the teens? Because we had teens from the Boys and Girls Club in the building yesterday. A powerful discussion about things concerning the youth and what we as adults right now can do to help. Powerful discussion. If you want to listen to that, you got to go and download the Truth app and go into the Tory Lowe Show and listen to the show from yesterday. You can do it at any day, any time if you upload the Truth app on your Apple Store and Google Play Store. But today we have news, bad news when it comes to the youth. I'm going to tell you this. This story right where we're going to be talking about right now involves young students and somebody who allegedly works at the school that had access to the students, and a recent arrest and charges against the adult for soliciting prostitution from the kids. We got Mr. Ward on the lines. How you doing, Mr. Ward?
Yes, how you doing, sir? How you doing, Mr. Turby?
Hey.
Hello.
Now, I'm looking and seeing that there was a situation, an alleged situation that involved young girls, young students with a member or an alleged member of the school, and I'm seeing 10 counts of child solicitation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what's raising the eyebrow is that we have previous counts against him from 21.
Yeah, this guy had other. Yeah, 2021 had some.
So we're trying to understand, how is he still in the school system around these young ladies, saying that he's a mentor, but really is taking advantage of them.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is he a member? What did he do at the school?
I'm thinking he's either a teacher or like after school program person, like the CCC
somebody that works
person,
that joint with the school.
Yes. And what I'm saying is they got him in the black community, and he's praying because the thing of soliciting is he offered money to these young ladies.
What school are we talking about? What school is this? Hold on, wait a minute. What school is this?
Well, we investigating down on the OW Homes off, I think, over there, Buffum and Monarchy.
Off Buffum and Monarchy, OW Homes.
OW Homes, I think it's a middle school.
And so this guy was recently arrested. It says on the CCAP he was arrested April 30th.
Yeah, and the charges went down from one brave young lady. You got to think how brave you got to be to stand up to this. He was doing this for years, to feel so comfortable to wait till your kids are out of school and they're in their activities, doing their supposed to help them with their homework. Instead of helping them homework, he individually put the ladies to the side and asked can they give them oral for cash.
What? Okay, so I'm looking at the CCAP right now. It's Randall Jefferson on CCAP. Randall Jefferson, and you can look up the CCAP Truth Nation. He has a history of child enticement, child solicitation, a child for prostitution, and
second degree is on there.
Felony charges on here as well, and he's working in the school, and now he's being charged again recently for being around children. How did he even get? What kind of background check?
We're trying to learn, Tory. That's the main thing. What we're trying to figure out is what qualifications do you got to go to get in our schools. It's getting to a point where we can't even send our kids to school anymore.
Wow. Now once again,
because
what is this? OW Homes, and where's the school located?
I'm thinking that's over there on Buffum and Monarchy, right off of Monarchy, right on the east side. I know it's a block before Houghton. So it's right up in that area.
Now this is multiple children here. We're seeing multiple accounts here.
10 counts. And nobody's saying anything about it. It's just under closed doors. But it's starting to make you wonder. I want to know what background checks are they doing Because there's no way if he had an account in 2021, that's almost 2 years ago.
Right. I'm seeing this. I'm looking at the CCAP Truth Nation right now. I'm looking at the CCAP right now.
Yes. 2020, 2021.
He has.
So who's doing the background checks? So anybody can volunteer. I don't think he was a volunteer. I think he was getting paid.
I see 8 pending charges right now, as of April 30th, 2023, of child.
That's when they got him. Yeah.
That's when. So this is when he was arrested.
That's when he was arrested. But what about the past? See, the thing about me, okay, I understand if you just found out about him, he thought he was a good teacher, and then you just found out. But what about 2021? How is 2 years he's still in the schools?
Exposing child, he got it on here, exposing child to harmful material.
Drugging them and
wow,
having, relations. And these are 6th and 7th graders. That's what you got to think. Listen, these are kids that probably haven't just became into puberty or probably didn't even hit it yet. And he's messing them up already. And it's somebody that we're like, you got to understand, they preying on our kids now. Like, you send your kids to school to learn, not to get traumatized forever, either to hate a man or you got to think about like a young kid. You enticing a young kid with money is wrong. So he coming to the kids that probably ain't got the nicest shoes, the nicest clothes.
Right.
And saying, here goes some money, let's do this. And after school, so he's not doing it while the teachers are around. He wait till after school because everybody knows if you ever been to after school, it's not a lot of teachers there. All the main teachers leave, and there's a couple guys probably trying to make a couple bucks. But preying on our youth of our community, it shows you where we're headed.
This is sick. And we've been talking about this all week for the last week about how the youth are trying to tell these adults what's happening in these schools, and the kids saying that they not listening.
They not. And we wonder why our kids acting out. Some kids acting out for attention. Not because they got a problem. This stuff going on this is sickening to the point where how do we make our kids learn something if they're getting enticed in school by grown men?
Wow.
By their mentors.
Now,
by their mentors.
When we talk about this and we talk about adults being predatory on the kids, this is in the middle of the hood. This school is in the middle of the hood.
Yes. Yes. And you see, it's no coverage. I didn't hear nothing about it.
I have not heard anything about this.
It's not one kid, though.
This is not one kid.
It's 7 of them. It's 7 young ladies, 6th and 7th graders. Some of them haven't even hit their administration yet.
Wow.
And this man is predatory on them. This is sickening to the fullest extent. And I want to know what procedures do they do to put these people in position to prey on our kids?
I mean, are they background checking adults, no matter what connection they have to the school? Are they checking the backgrounds before they allow them access or whatever, however they're doing it? If you know what the criteria is to work in the schools, or if there's any criteria to work in these schools, let us know. Answer the question, because I don't know. I thought it was a background check or something that you have to go through to be consistently around the school system.
It shows that the predators know the loopholes, and we need to fix this like soon as, because the predators are. You already got.
I guess for like outside programs, they may not do a background check if it's an outside program that's attaching to the school.
But the thing is, when I called up to the school on my investigation that you sent me on, when I called up there and talked, they were speaking highly of the man.
Oh wow!
So I don't think that he's just a nobody. Like they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe. Like when I told them what I know, they said the police had a heavy presence up there last week. So I'm up there investigating because you told me to go. I go and investigate for you. They didn't know nothing about this.
Okay.
They thought the police was there for something else. One of the kids probably did something at home or anything, but they didn't know that Mr. J is what they call him. They didn't know that he was a sex offender.
Wow. All right. Hey, look, I appreciate you for tapping in. I'm going to continue to look into this story. Once again, somebody that was attached to the school, Holmes, over there off of Buffalo. What is the exact location of the school? Bufferman Wright.
Let me get it.
Bufferman Wright.
Yeah, Bufferman Wright.
Randall
Bufferman Wright.
Jefferson was working up at the school, and now he's being charged with solicitation of a child, exposed child to harmful material, child enticement, sexual contact. Wow.
And it wasn't for that brave little girl that went and told. He'll still be preying on these little girls.
And ain't no telling what he have done to the kids at this point.
Over the years. You got to think. He was so comfortable. No telling how long. I want to know how long he's been in the school system, because I believe he's been doing this since day one. He got too comfortable.
Wow. Now, there's a Facebook post of this, too, online. Somebody posted this on Facebook, on social media as well. The family is trying to get the word out here.
Yes. But you see, it's not getting the publicity that it needs to get.
Right. I'm not seeing no mainstream news coverage of this.
No.
We're probably the first. The Tory Lowe Show is probably the first person or first outlet to really talk about what just happened right at that school.
Breaking news.
Wow.
But I really say the truth. If it would have happened somewhere else, like Waukesha, I believe he wouldn't have got 6 or 7 girls.
Wow.
I believe he would have been gone out the picture.
Well, thank you for tapping in. I thank you for tapping in. We're going to continue to look at this, Truth Nation. Once again, we talk about the youth. We talk about things going on with the youth. And here we go. A pedophile, a predator, somebody with a history of messing with children in our schools. And now he's recently been arrested on 10 accounts. I'm seeing 7 right. Well, 7. Well, let me count, because I see 10. Then I see 7. So several accounts with different children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 charges pending, including charges from 2021. Same charges, messing with children, in 2022. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have more discussion. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Congratulations to our 1017 The Truth team on their 9. Yes, you heard that right. 9 Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence nominations.
And right now in our country, we are seeing so-called leaders who are actively trying to restrict rights like voting rights.
It's just a horrible conclusion to try to come to, especially once you look at your daughter and how scarred she is.
Milwaukee Black Talk is award-winning Black Talk. 1017 The Truth. It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Melanie Ricks with her truth.
What's good, Truth fam? It's Melanie Ricks here from Nothing But the Truth. And I really do have a very simple question to ask all of y'all today, which is, what brings you peace? What brings you happy? And what brings you joy? So yeah, that's kind of a 3-in-1, but really the questions are all one and the same. I think it is so important to remind yourself what it is that makes you happy, and whatever it is, do it. As far as we all know, we only get one life to live, so why not live it to your absolute potential? You are so important, you are so valuable, and you matter so much to this world. But it's so hard for you to live and be your full, true, authentic self if you aren't happy, if you aren't doing those things that make you happy, that get you excited to get out of bed every day, and that make you want to go and conquer the world. So whether that's trying new things, putting yourself in a different environment, surrounding yourself with the right people, or even just taking some time to be alone, whatever it is that makes you happy, brings you peace, and brings about that feeling of gratitude and that reminder of just how precious not only life is, but how precious you are and how much you matter to this world. I think it is so important to fill this world with love and joy and positivity. And there's so much negativity that we see on a daily basis. Why not be the source of somebody's happy? Why not be the source of this world's goodness? All right, that's enough listening to me. Go make yourself happy. Love y'all.
Listen to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 p.m. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Suavemente. Te quiero sentir tus labios. Suavemente. Te quiero sentir tus labios.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. Hey, look, we've been talking about the youth. It's been a hot conversation all week about the youth. And we're trying to talk about all sides because when we see issues when it comes to the youth, it's a lot of moving parts. It's the parents. It's the education system. It's the community environment. It's everything in our neighborhoods, in the village. We say it takes a village to make a child, to raise a child. Okay, if it takes a village to raise a child, what if the village is out of control? And what if these children are just crying for help? And now we got a situation that have just been reported of a predator that have got on top of these children at the school. Got charges. You don't hear this on the news. I haven't heard it on the news. The family is on social media screaming for help. Children have been damaged. Middle school children. That's all I'm saying, Truth Nation. But we yet to understand that we have to regroup, rethink, and reshape. We have to reimagine. We got to reimagine our community. And sometimes that takes letting go of things that are not going to make progress. And I hate to say it, but Coach Bud got fired from the Bucks. Coach Bud is fired from the Bucks. Why? Because the progress they don't want to repeat another scenario like what just happened, having the best record in the NBA and then going into the playoffs and losing to a team that barely made it into the playoffs. The Miami Heat lost the first round of the play-in. And then they got in. After they lost the first round of the play-in, got in on the back end and beat the number one team in the NBA. So the coach, somebody has to take the axe. And Coach Bud, they decided that he had to move on. They had to, if they wanted to get over the hump, they got to move on from Coach Bud. And as much as we love Coach Bud, and we feel sorry that he had a situation where his brother had passed away, now when it comes to business and progress, we got to move forward in a different direction. And this is what happens when you're trying to move forward. And many of y'all continue to support bad coaching. Now, and not to say Coach Bud was a bad coach. I think he was a great coach. But when I say it in terms of athletics, our current leadership, the people that we elect, the people that we put in place, they're not producing any positive outcomes that we can actually talk about, but yet you still support it. But this doesn't happen in no other community. This doesn't happen in business. This doesn't happen nowhere else but in the black community, where we take pictures with failure, people that are failing us every day. We support these people. We support ideas and agendas that we can't even say what the progress is. We can't even say what these people have done to improve the neighborhoods. They got us blaming each other. They got us blaming us. Are we the problem? We not doing this. We not doing that. But in the real world, the person that controls the philosophy have to change if you want better. In the real world. Can you imagine if the Bucs said, okay, we finna let all the players go and keep the coaches, keep the leadership. We finna keep the coaches, we finna keep the GM, we finna keep everybody, but we gonna let the whole team go. No, that's not how it works. You get rid of the person that controls the ideology, the philosophy. You change philosophies. But yet, you can hear it on the lines with the callers. You can hear it. They got us blaming each other. And we ain't even got the tools, the correct tools to use to fight what we seeing out here on these streets. And as long as you continue to blame the players, to blame the residents, to blame each other, they're going to have a lifetime job. They're going to live in these jobs forever. Because you don't even see that they the problem. You thinking that your brother and sister down the street is the problem. Hey, it's real. It's getting real. I pray for our youth. I pray for them because now they need us more than ever. Are we listening? Are we listening to them? When we come back, we'll have a Pop Culture Report with Melanie Ricks. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Parents, give your child the best start at St. Anne's Center on 24th and North. The award-winning program is more than just a daycare. It is educational and fun with outdoor play, nature projects, swimming, music, arts, and crafts, and it's all in a safe and beautiful place. St. Anne's Center offers a summer camp for school-aged children, which is enrolling now. Check out St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care at sac414.org. That's sac414.org.
Truth Nation. It's Tory Lowe from 1 to 4. And I want you to download the 1017 The Truth app. Hey, because you know it's amazing.
Wow.
Hey, that's not bad, Sherwin. That's not bad, all right? But T-Lo, show Sherwin Hughes how it's really done.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe from 1 to 4. And Sherwin's impression may have been trash, but he's right. You can hear all our best interviews, Panthers basketball, and me bringing all the smoke by downloading the Truth app today in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And why should they download the app, Benjamin?
You want to know why, T-Lo? You want to know why they should download the 101.7 The Truth app? Because it's amazing.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place. Download the new 1017 The Truth app now.
I love the Truth app. I like being able to go back and listen to old taping.
Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Dear hero, whoever you are, thank you for donating plasma. My body literally gave up on me. Receiving plasma treatments was, to me, hope. Now that I'm out of the wheelchair, I love going on walks, swimming. Those were some of the things I was told that I would never be able to do.
I'd have swells all up and down my arms or my legs, my hands. I could have an airway swell, and that's life-threatening. I haven't had any attacks in about 3 months since trying it. It's crazy because it was daily that I'd have these, and it's just gone.
Because of you, I can walk again.
Because of you, I feel amazing.
Giving equals living. Give plasma. Replenish the supply. Make an appointment to give today by visiting hhs.gov/giveplasma. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainerd. The Brewers got out of Denver without a victory, and now they take aim at the Giants in a 3-game weekend series in San Francisco. Game 1 tonight puts Corbin Burns on the bump against Sean Manaea. 8:40 is the pregame coverage to kick things off over on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Rookies reported to Green Bay this morning for a 2-day mini camp with head coach Matt LaFleur and company. Golden State blasted the Lakers last night to even that NBA playoff series at a game apiece. Tonight, it's Game 3 for both Boston and Philly, and the Nuggets against the Suns. And hockey night in Milwaukee as the Admirals host the Moose in Game 4 of the Calder Cup playoffs. Manitoba leads that best-of-5 series 2-1. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Melanie Ricks. Hey, how you doing, Queen?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Hey, look, it's Friday.
It's a beautiful day. Like, what a lovely day outside, truly. Do you feel that way? Because I honestly feel like it's just so nice out.
Right. And after the last couple weeks, we taking in our nice days. We gonna enjoy them.
Okay, listen, Tory, we have been through it as a city. Okay, like for real, it has been a challenging 2023, but especially the last few weeks. Oh my gosh! And then just real quick, if I can say, my dog Mabel, she had ACL surgery yesterday. So I did nothing but the truth from home. And I'm also, joining you on the line now for pop culture. I have to go get her a new cone because this girl is able to slip out of her cone that I have. But yeah, she had ACL surgery. Her leg is all shaved. She's got a long incision. She can't walk on that leg. She has to stay in the crate. Yeah, she's going to be in the crate for like 2 months. So it was horrifying. But she had been having some issues with it. Like she was limping and stuff. And then we found out that there was an ACL tear. So yeah, my child had surgery yesterday, Tory. So that's where I'm at right now.
Prayers.
Yeah.
Go for a quick healing.
So sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that, and Mabel does too. But okay, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Coach Bud, I feel like that's what we got to talk about.
Right.
What are your initial thoughts? What were your initial feelings when you? And I want to know, what did you first see? Because I saw Woj break the news, as he does.
Right.
And then I saw the Bucks put out a statement, and then, every single news source that I subscribe to was talking about it.
Right.
Bleacher, Yahoo,
it's big news.
What is it, CNN, like literally. It's huge news, huge. So what do you think about it?
Well, I tried to talk about this before, when we started losing the games, when we got down, and started seeing that we were getting ourselves into a hole in the playoffs. I knew that somebody on that level most likely somebody is going to get the axe dropped on them. And I didn't know who it was going to be, but obviously it was Coach Bud.
So you say on that level, explain to me what is
Well,
that
you know,
level exactly?
Great expectations. Once again, the Bucks were the best team, and they were predicted to at least go to the conference finals. So when you say was a season a failure, you know, in many cases, no. But on a business side, on a forward-thinking side, that may not be the same idea. You know what I mean? So many times when there's a big disappointment, some changes, some heads got to roll, some things got to change. This is a part of the nature of the business.
Absolutely, and it's a business at the end of the day. I think most people know that,
right.
But I think what a lot of others are struggling with is obviously the absolutely devastating news about Coach Bud's brother, and I think
right.
it caught a lot of people off guard that this decision was still made, you know, despite all of that. So I'm curious, what's your response to that?
I thought that now he has time to kind of like maybe take some time off and kind of heal himself. He will end up coming back around. He will be picked up by another team. You know, but I think that now more than ever, maybe he needs the time off. This is not the first time that his job was in question with the Bucks. You know, a couple years ago, before we actually made the run at the championship, people were questioning his coaching ability to get us to the championship. Then we got to the championship. It got quiet. Then this year it came back up, and finally he was fired.
Why so many questions in your opinion? Because I agree with you. You were trying to have that conversation even during the playoffs. And you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I come from a place of like, you can't put the blame on one, and I know you aren't doing that for the record.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that there are a lot of factors at play. So I'm curious, what is it that had you personally questioning it, you know, a couple of years ago, and then, of course, during this playoff run?
Well, you see it all the time. You know, when you have high expectations, when you're expecting to win, when you have the determination and the ideal of an organization to be winners, that's what happens. You know, you don't want to fail, and then you find out, okay, why did we fail? And then how can we improve? So now we're getting rid of the coach. Okay, so now people, I even seen today, are even speculating, you know, that we may get a big name coach to come in.
Is that what we need?
Well, we need somebody to get us into the space where we're meeting the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the business side comes in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and not only that, we talked about this earlier. First off, you have the greatest basketball player in the world in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and you've got other players that are in their prime, and they're older. I believe, Tori, I'm almost certain we had the oldest team, as an average age, in the league this season. Obviously, I thought
the Lakers was challenging that idea.
And they probably are, but I know that at
and
one
the Golden
point,
State Warriors.
No, they are, but I'm saying the average age. We may not have the oldest player, but as in average team age, I believe ours was the oldest, because I say that, oh gosh, this was months ago, but for one of my sideline stories, one of the younger teams that we played, that was a stat that I had given, which was that it's the oldest team in the league versus the youngest team. I cannot recall who it was. Maybe the Thunder. Actually, yes, it was the Thunder. I believe they are the youngest average team and we're the oldest. But anyway, my point is, that's funny that you say the Lakers are challenging that. My point, you have these guys who are playing out of their mind, who are playing at such a high level that, to your point, the expectation is the Eastern Conference Finals, bare minimum. I mean, you say the Eastern Conference Finals. For me, it's the finals. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I feel like we have earned that right to say that because that's how good this team is. So to your point, I agree with you. If you're not meeting these expectations, it is business at the end of the day. something has to shake. I think for me, I was just very surprised because I didn't know what was going to happen. But for some reason, I didn't think it would be that, Tor. I really didn't. I honestly was caught off guard. Like, I obviously, you know that these are conversations. I'm not, deaf to what everybody is saying, but I genuinely was not expecting it. So now I got some more questions for you.
Go right ahead.
Do you think the Bucks are going to be the first NBA team to hire a female head coach?
No.
Okay, why is that?
Because I think that they're going to evaluate the situation. I think the Bucks are at a point where they're trying to get a coach that can take them consistently to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think that getting a female coach that haven't been in that space would be a risk. Not that to say that she couldn't do it.
Coach thing?
What you say?
Well, okay, Becky Hammond, we know that she won a title with the Aces, but is that not the same because it's the WNBA?
Right, it's the WNBA, yeah. But winning is winning. She could. I believe that there will be eventually a woman head coach. But I'm talking about when you're trying to have expectations of winning a championship, you need somebody, a head coach in the league that have been a part of that kind of energy to come in.
Is the NBA even ready for a woman?
Well, I think that right now
honestly,
there's a lot of inroads. I think that we just started seeing a lot of black head coaches within the last couple years.
Okay.
And I think that we're still fighting that fight to get the black head coach situation a little bit in a better circumstance when it comes to these leagues, not only the NBA, but the NFL. You know what I mean? So I think that right now we got a female referee. So
we've got many, like lots of female referees.
So I think that eventually we'll have a woman coach eventually.
Okay. Then, so my next question for you, what are we then looking for as an organization? Like, what kind of criteria are you trying to check off in your search for the next head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks with this current team that we have?
I mean, the criteria would be a coach that have experienced championship success, whether it's assistant coach or a head coach, somebody that's more familiar with that environment and what it takes to consistently win that title. I think they're looking for that type of coach. Now, I don't know exactly who's all available right now, but I think in the next upcoming weeks, we'll find out all the people are going to, the names that are going to come out for that conversation.
Do you think they hire from within? Anybody on the current coaching staff that you could see, moving on up? I mean, you talk about having more black head coaches, and to me, obviously, that's not all there is into it, but that brings a cultural difference, right. I think. I mean, we know that for a fact. Charles Lee, Vin Baker, those are two names on Coach Bud's coaching staff. They're assistant coaches, obviously, for the Bucks. Darvin Ham was an assistant coach.
Right.
Now he's taken over the Lakers, which is interesting to me that a lot of people are throwing his name out there. I don't see a coach leaving, that kind of situation to come back. Personally, I don't see that. So I don't think that's even an option, but I don't know. Who knows?
I mean,
but anyway,
I think in the next couple weeks, we'll have all the coaches and potential coaches that could be head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks, which is a top class organization right now.
Absolutely.
So
that's a big job.
Right. That's
a
huge job. Yeah. I mean, you're going to inherit a team that want nothing less than the Eastern Conference Finals or NBA championship.
Right.
And if you can't coach in that space, you're not going to be the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So you think within the next month we'll know?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing names flying on the internet right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that people have moved on. This is a what have you done for me lately business model. And if you don't perform, there's going to be changes made. I mean, especially when you have a franchise that built up a team to win the title and they don't get close to the title, I think the next head coach will be somebody that's very familiar with that atmosphere, probably have several championships under their belt, and able to put the right philosophy in there.
Right. Is there anybody, last question I have for you about it, is there anybody that you specifically, think would be a good fit?
I'm still in shock that we lost, so I haven't even put my mind. I will in the next couple of days, but I'm one of those people that's just like, man, I can't believe we're not in the. I'm still watching the games.
Another game.
I just started watching the Lakers versus the Warriors, and I took a timeout. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to move into postseason yet.
Right. But, we have to keep moving forward.
Right.
Like, I totally get it, Tori. I'm right there. Like, trust me, I'm there with you.
I'm still traumatized.
It's been very difficult. I know. We all are.
I'm still traumatized from us getting knocked out early. I'm going to just say it.
Like, it's every now and then, I'm for real, Tori. Every now and then, I'm for real. Like, did that really happen? Like, I will never forget that. I will never forget that moment when the clock ran out. Like, I will never forget it. I'm right there with you. Like,
right.
And I feel almost silly saying traumatized. So I appreciate you using that word, too, because that's exactly what it was. It was traumatizing. It was shocking. It just was so unexpected. Not a single one of us. Even when we went down 3-1, even when, the odds were stacked against us and people were saying this, that, and the other, we still believe. We still
right.
have faith. We're like, if anything can come back, it's us. We're going to make it out of this round. We can beat Miami. We've beaten them. We have the arsenal. Let's get it done. And so for it to end the way it did, I'm right there with you, Tori.
I'm sitting there like we didn't even take a shot. It was the last second, 7 seconds left, and we didn't even take an honest shot at the bucket. I'm still traumatized. I still need time to heal.
No, I know. I'm right there with you.
Well, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with Melanie Ricks, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Carrie Noni here to officially announce my new role at The Truth as digital content journalist. I am so excited for this role because I'll be creating content centered around everything Milwaukee, the real Milwaukee, such as our events, our businesses, our people, and their stories that don't usually get to be told or recognized. So make sure you're following 1017 The Truth on all of our social media as I take you on the journey of discovering more about the pieces that make up the core of this beautiful city.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Justice is about receiving what we deserve. Quote Audre Lorde, who said, "There is no such thing as a single issue struggle because we do not live single issue lives." And that said, any freedom, including reproductive freedom, is our human right to decide what is best for our own lives. Reproductive freedom is about having bodily autonomy, which is the same as being able to control what happens to our bodies, including the decision to continue or terminate a pregnancy, rests with the pregnant person at all times and in all circumstances. Because when rights don't apply to all individuals and at all times, they are not rights. They are not rights. And as Black people, our rights are conditional way too often, whether we're talking about during police encounters, quality housing, or, some job opportunity.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute on the new 1017 The Truth.
Reaching out for support is an important step that takes courage. At Ascension, Wisconsin, our mental health professionals are committed to delivering compassionate support and care at every step through personalized substance use disorder programs. Ready for recovery? We're here to listen and offer compassionate support. Start your recovery with our team by your side. Call 855-830-WELL, which is 855-830-9355.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City Year Milwaukee is recruiting for its 14th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
1017 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report with Melanie Ricks. What's poppin'? Hey.
Okay, so I saw this clip. It was really, really, really adorable, y'all. So Toya Johnson, Lil Wayne's first baby mama. Yeah, that's Regine's mom. So she is married to a man named Robert Rushing. Just, you know, in case anybody doesn't know the context. But yeah, Toya Johnson, she's married to Robert Rushing, and they have a daughter named Rain, right? So first off, he put this hilarious video about how he barely gets any sleep because Toya and his daughter Rain are always taking up the whole bed, right? But what I actually want to talk about, because I went to his page because I saw like the Shade Room had posted it. It was a really funny video. I recommend any parents go and watch it. But I went to his page after like he posted the video, and I saw that they put their daughter Rain in acting classes. So I actually want to ask you, and she's 6 years old, which I think is wonderful. I love the idea of it because to me it's about more than trying to make her a child star, and it could be about getting her communication skills up and her social skills and her confidence. Like, I think there's so much more to it than just the acting component. But I am curious, let's say they are trying to, you know, bring their 6-year-old into the industry. What are your thoughts about younger kids in general being in acting or modeling or, you know, just anything in the industry, like overall, especially if they're a prodigy, if they're really good at something? Would you encourage that? Or are you more like, let these kids be kids, they don't need to get into all of that?
Well, from what I'm seeing, I watch some of the Mickey Mouse Club kids and Arnold from Different Strokes and other children like Honey Boo Boo, and I watched like, Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone, and I see how they ended up. It doesn't look well many times. The outcome.
Now, the only, and I hear, I hear you. So the only thing I've thought to myself, because, remember when Balenciaga had that horrible campaign where the kids were basically in, like, whips and chains and stuff? Do you remember that a few months ago?
Right.
So the only thing I will say, how do you show what, like, okay, children's clothes look like? Or how do you, depict children's characters without actual kids? So that's kind of like the line that I'm walking, Tori, where I agree with you, but then you also do need representation of children, do you not? Like, how do you feel about
agree.
that?
I mean, like I said, we have fun watching the shows, but I'm talking about in the long run.
Yeah.
Many times, look at Orlando Brown.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, look at how these kids turn out. You taking a gamble, and I think that where we have to make the corrections is while we're going through the process, give them more time to be children while they're going through that process.
Well, and I think that's the issue. Oftentimes, a lot of these parents, they're looking at their kids to be the breadwinner, or they're living vicariously through their children. I mean, how many times have we heard about these Disney and Nickelodeon stars that write these autobiographies about how they were only 10 years old and they were buying the family houses and cars and whatnot, and they were paying the bills. Like, no child should have that kind of pressure put on themselves. So I agree. I think that's where you get into the problem area when you start treating that child as if they're an adult. Like, that's not right. Now, okay, hot take though, only because you said Orlando Brown, hot take. Maybe sometimes it's not the industry, but it's the person. Like, what I'm just saying, like, what if Orlando Brown always had those mental health issues?
I'm
so
just
it has
saying.
Nothing to, you know what I mean?
Look at B2K.
The industry exacerbated it.
Look at it, Marcus Houston, immature. It goes on and on.
He was in a group called Immature. He was telling us to our faces.
Well, I'm just saying they marketed and promoted that.
I know. Well, B2K, unfortunately, that's a classic case of using your power to assault, molest, and do things to others that are criminally wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking for Orlando Brown type people who clearly
he's
have
telling.
mental
And look,
health
no, he's telling some of the things that happened to him as a child. And a lot of people saying he's crazy, but a lot of times when these child actors speak out, like Britney Spears, they even like made sure that she wasn't even in control over her finances. She's on the internet now. She's just dancing like a zombie. So it's got to be something to it.
Story is horrible.
And you know,
I agree.
It's got to be something to it.
I will say, I think that the kids who have a good foundation, have good, family around them, and family that don't feel like it's make or break. Like, you have to do this, you have to show up on set, and you got to put in the work. I like the idea of a family being like, whenever you're ready to walk away, we all walk away. And I think that's the issue. Too many parents, they get so wrapped up in that Hollywood life. Like I said, they're living through their kids.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I wanted to ask you, because obviously Toya, I mean, they never really had drama or anything. Like, Toya, I think she's pretty unproblematic. It's interesting to me that she knows the industry and she's putting her kids in acting classes at a young age. Like, that's why I wanted to ask you, what did you think about it? But Toya, she seems like she'll be able to protect her kids.
I think it's better for your kids to have a career on YouTube where you can manage it, the YouTube channel, and they can be at home, than to have these big Hollywood contracts that said that you got to be here, dot. You know, you put them in these contracts and ain't no telling. They don't care. You just got to show up after that. So it gets intense when you sign contracts. Hey, all right, Mel. Thank you for that pop culture report. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Truth Nation, spring has sprung and we're doing some spring cleaning. We've already cleaned up our lineup with brand new shows, but now it's time to clean up our Instagram. We've created a brand new Instagram page that we would love for you all to follow to stay updated on all things truth. We'll be posting exclusive content, behind the scenes footage of our team, along with different things going on in the community that you should know about. We're taking out the old and bringing in the new for a fresh start, and we want to bring you with us to this new beginning. So follow us on the gram at 101.7 The Truth today.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. The man who died after a shooting on a state highway on Milwaukee's northwest side Wednesday morning has been identified. The man was identified on Thursday as Michael Shraven of Milwaukee by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office. He was shot while driving south on Wisconsin Highway 145 near West Silver Spring Drive, and James Burnett, a spokesperson for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, stated that investigators have not yet nailed down a description of the suspect or their vehicle that they were driving. He said that he could not confirm if the shooting was the result of road rage or if the occupants of the two cars knew one another. Southbound lanes of Highway 145 have been shut down to accommodate the investigation, the office said. A 15-year-old student was found armed with a handgun at Bradford High School in Kenosha on Wednesday. According to a statement from the Kenosha Police Department, officers were alerted to a social media post showing what appeared to be a student with a weapon while in the high school. Police and school staff confirmed a 15-year-old student was behind the photo, and they found the student in possession of a handgun. No threats were made to students and staff, and no injuries were reported. The student is in custody and criminal charges are being referred to the juvenile system. A proposed indoor slide park received final approval from the City of Wauwatosa Common Council on Wednesday. The proposed Slick City Action Park would be located at 1435 North 113th Street and could open as early as fall 2023. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I done seen Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's snitching. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Yeah, sure. No, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20, 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue The movement continues. The marathon continues. Right here on 101.7 The Truth. Welcome to the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show this Friday, May 5th, 2023. And we got breaking news. Truth Nation, before we get into a couple other things. There has been what we're finding out to be a substitute teacher. Is that what the newsroom is saying?
Yeah, 6th grade substitute teacher.
A 6th grade substitute teacher who's been charged with several accounts. Randall Jefferson allegedly solicited sex, child enticement, exposed child to harmful material at a school, an MPS school right here in the city, Holmes, off of Buffum Street, 2463 North Buffum Street. And this is happening right now. Several children are involved in this. He's a substitute teacher, and he had access to these children with a previous history of corrupt behavior dealing with children. Truth Nation, you can go on his CCAP right now and see what I'm telling you. This just happened April 30th. It's been posted online. The family wants justice. His name is Randall Jefferson. This happened April 30th, 2023. And it looks like the bail amount, at least at the time, $150,000 bail. And we have the youth in our studios talking about, the parents are not listening. How did this substitute teacher get on top of these kids with a previous history that dates back to 2021, messing with the kids? Is there some type of checks and balances? How did a predator get on top of the kids? And now I'm hearing that he was asking the kids, allegedly asking the kids for oral. And I'm hearing from the streets that several kids became victim to this man sexually. So we looking into this, and we just had all week, for some reason, when we get on the youth, it just goes throughout the week, the energy, because there's a problem. And I don't believe we're listening to what's actually happening to our youth. And I'll say this, y'all parents, a lot of this happening because we ain't showing up in full force to the meetings with these teachers, parents-teachers conference. I always said that a flood of parents to MPS, to public schools, will be the start of change for MPS. If we can get a big parent movement to flood our schools and keep an eye on our children, a close eye on what's going on in these buildings, that would be the start of change. The parents coming in full force, in and out the schools, popping up, talking to the kids. I mean, how did he get this far? Salute to the brave young lady that stepped forward and reported this to her family, to the school. Ain't no telling how much damage that took place already. And we talk about what can we do, to help out the youth. It's not just cut and dry. There's a lot of moving parts to this. And we got to make sure that we get involved directly in these systems, especially public schools, because that's where the majority of our children are. And I'll tell you this, it's the stories I get to hear many times. I don't talk about it on the air. Like, I don't talk about some of the severe issues that I have to deal with personally, that when families call me, I got to go in there and try to bring some resolve into the system. Many times I don't talk about that because a lot of that ends up in legal situations. I have to organize the families with attorneys. So there's many things that I can't say because they're going through the legal process. But when I see predators, a substitute teacher, this is what I'm hearing from the news, that he was actually a teacher, sub, coming in, DJ Brother Z, you can't, I don't know. Every day I wake up and I hear stuff like this, I scratch my head.
And you can't make it up.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up, Truth Nation. And a lot of y'all living in la-la land. Y'all not living in the real reality because y'all not out here directly involved with your neighborhood. And this is something that most other communities do. They go up to the schools. They frequent public ideas. They're involved to a certain degree when decisions are made because they show up to the meetings. And we just had the county parks people on the show the other day, and the issue was we wasn't showing up to those meetings. And y'all showing up to the political meetings eating, pizza and sodas and Subway, but then we don't show up to the real meetings when it comes to our youth, when it comes to things that are concerning in neighborhood development. We usually wait till it's in writing to respond. That's a reaction. That's a reaction. Like how we're responding to the budget that the Republicans made for Milwaukee. Now you got a press conference out here. These things are already in writing. Once they write it down, you on the late train. You supposed to have been there before when they was having the negotiations, when they was shaping the idea. We don't ever make it to the meetings that shaped the idea that hit the paper. We only respond to once it hit the paper and we say, oh, this ain't right. But was you there? Were you there to add your input? No, you wasn't. Because we don't even know many times where these meetings are happening. But we only get the outcome. Why is it better on the South Side than it is in my neighborhood? You know why? Because you didn't show up to the meeting. You don't even, I don't do like frivolous meetings. That's why I don't do the frivolous meetings. I show up to things that got the taxpayer dollars involved. I show up to things that when they have to make a decision, I try to get there before they shape the decision. I try to get there so we can add our input to the conversation before it gets to that point. And I'm gonna tell you right now, no one person can get to everything that's going on that is making a decision on our neighborhoods. You know why? Because y'all have sat on your hands as far as when it comes to the community ideas. Now, as individuals, some of y'all the bomb. When it comes to being an individual, we got a lot of great individuals. But when it comes to community, the overall community, we taking some L's. And we taking L's because our leadership is not circling the right philosophy. They're not telling you to be everywhere. They're not telling you to go and see what the Republicans is talking about. They're telling you to stay away from them. But they over there getting money from the same donors as the Republicans. they getting financed by the same people. One bird, two wings. Okay? So we gotta, as black people, we gotta be everywhere. Stop letting people fearmonger you. Go over there and find out. Go over there and talk. Go over there and listen. Go over there and see. Because many times we don't show up to a lot of these meetings because we don't see the need or the necessity, because the leadership and the philosophy that we're using say, hey, we don't have to be over there. But we do. And that's the sad reality of it all. We got to show up. We got to show out. We got to start coming to these meetings when it comes to different ideologies, when it comes to the taxpayers' dollars and how it affects our community, neighborhood development. That's it. Not these hot topic meetings. These George Floyd hot topic meetings. We got to do something about violent meetings, or these other ideas, where they get you in the room to try to get you to relieve your stress. I'll call it stress relieving. You get up there and you speak, you say something powerful, you feel better about yourself, and you go home, you don't even hit the block. You don't even hit the block to go out and see what's going on in the neighborhood. You went to the town hall meeting, let all your stress and frustration out because you thought you said something powerful. They gonna clap for you because ooh, that's powerful. Then you gonna go home and go to sleep and eat some Rick's crackers and whatever you got on the menu for that night, and you gonna go to sleep for 2 weeks and never come back outside. You didn't even go outside to try to fight against what you spoke about. And that's how it always been. That's why we don't advance, because we don't show up. Hey, look, when we come back, they postponing the Joel Acevedo trial again. I guess they pushing it back again. It was supposed to be coming up here, I think in June. But I guess they pushing it back. We're going to see what they doing down there at the courthouse. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Sherwin Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. This show has meant so much to me because it's an opportunity for me to express my thoughts and my feelings to my community, and for my community to express those same thoughts and feelings right back to me. Milwaukee means a lot to me. I was born here, raised here, educated here, and I am committed to making this a better city. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
This is 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Perspective is essential. What I found is the news behind the news is more important. I want you to leave my show with a sense of knowing what was missing that adds depth to the conversation. Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, or 1017thetruth.com.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
Because I got people who want to live off of $10,000 a month. And then I got people who say 4 is enough, right? Whatever it is, we want to make sure that, again, you have a plan and you know what it's going to take to get there. What resources do you have? Is it a 401k? Do you have a pension? Do you have stocks or outside money? How are we going to fund it, right? Because that's a big thing too. A lot of people think, okay, well, I'm just going to dump money into my 401k and build it as long as I can, and then I'll be set. But taking money out and distributing it the right way is 10 times more important than accumulating it, because you got to think about the taxes. You got to think about a lot of other things.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
Looking for a great career with competitive pay and amazing benefits? Attend the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Milwaukee School of Languages on 84th and Burleigh. They have part-time and full-time positions available for school nurses, health assistants, secretaries, faculty staff, building helpers, school engineers, safety aides, food service, and more. Drop by the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th or apply now at mpsmke.com/careers.
On Diversity and Excellence powered by Erie Insurance, I am so excited to talk about the different ways that Erie Insurance can help with our community growth, can provide job opportunities from Erie Insurance Corporate, or with our local agency force. I'm really excited about the education of generational wealth in our Black and Brown communities and how we are a part of the communities here locally. There's so much more we can be a part of. Listen to me, Fred Johnson, on Diversity and Excellence, powered by Erie Insurance.
More of The Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm out of my mind, out of my mind. I'm out of my mind, out of my it's B.O. I'm out of my B, out of my I'm out of my mind, out of my mind. I'm out of my mind. G got it, oh my, I was doing fine. Once upon a time, till my brain left and it didn't say bye. Don't look at me wrong, I'm out of my mind. Like Nostradamus and Da Vinci combined. So paranoid of espionage, I'm watching my doors and checking my lines. My brain's on vacation.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z in the building. Hey, look. Trial against former Milwaukee police officer Michael Mattioli is being delayed again as new medical examiners brought in. Hey, let's listen.
Well, this is day 1045 of this case.
Over 1,000 days and still no resolution in the case against former police officer Michael Mattioli. The trial delayed repeatedly because former Milwaukee County Medical Examiner Dr. Brian Peterson refuses to testify in the case.
He believes he coming to court to testify could jeopardize or imperil, for example, his pension.
Judge Glenn Yamahiro had little sympathy for the former medical examiner.
He's essentially absconded from all of his responsibilities. It's not like quitting at McDonald's. When you've got all these open cases, all these autopsies that have been done.
Current Milwaukee County Medical Examiner Dr. Vislava Tolomak will now take over the case despite a backlog of homicides and overdoses.
These people are up to their eyeballs, unfortunately, for lack of a better term, in dead bodies. And I am certainly not going to come down on Dr. Tolomak for failing to have the work that needs to be done here completed by today.
The defense will also need time to review Dr. Tolomak's findings.
I apologize not only to the defense, but also obviously to the family of the deceased here, because nobody should wait 1,000 days to have a case tried when you have lost a family member, period.
A trial date for this case will be set in 2 weeks, but the judge said today it's very likely that trial will not take place until the fall of 2023. That would bring us to over 1,200 days of this case. Reporting from the Milwaukee County Courthouse, Mallory Anderson, WISN 12.
Wow. I mean, you know, I always got to go back to the situation with Theodore Edgecombe when one of the witnesses was put in an orange jumpsuit so he can make the trial. So he wasn't a criminal. They was so afraid that this young man would not make it to trial that they arrested him and detained him so he can be there for trial, for the situation with Theodore Edgecombe. We all saw this. The man was pissed. He lost money. He was a business owner. And they put him in jail so he can make the trial. But here we go. They're allowing this medical examiner who doesn't have his job anymore, who lives somewhere else, to run and stretch this case out, or they're using him as an scapegoat, because I'm sure Michael Mattioli don't give a damn about this case stretching out this long. He's free. He's out here walking around. He's going to Summerfest. He's out, well, you know, I'm just saying, I don't know if he's actually going to Summerfest, but he's out here with the access to go to Summerfest. He could be anywhere. He's been living his life for 1,045 days. And they still don't know when the exact when the exact date is going to happen to address this situation. Think about it. No family should be waiting this long to get justice. And they stretching this out. They saying it's the medical examiner, but before the medical examiner, the lawyer was trying to stretch it out, and then they tried to block the video of the incident from coming out. And not just the medical examiner here. They have blocked the body camera footage from coming out. The defense have. And I think that's going up to the Supreme Court right now. It's still in court because they got it so redacted. The version that they said could come out was so redacted that you didn't even know what was going on the video. And recently, the Fire and Police Commission said, okay, all video must be released within 15 days. Families should see the video within 48 days. And guess who blocking that? The police union. Police union said, hey, we don't want these videos to come out, so they're trying to file an injunction to slow it all up. And y'all talk about trust? Y'all talk about transparency? Yeah, they want trust and transparency when it comes to getting you. When you on the line, they want us to help them get you. But when it's them, I'm pleading the fifth. They plead the fifth. I remember when Derek Williams trial, I went to the inquest with Derek Williams. Derek Williams had an inquest into what took place back in, I think that was 2012, when all that stuff happened with Derek Williams. And we had this inquest, and every officer that was involved in the Derek Williams situation pled the fifth. Pled the fifth. Didn't say a word. The lawyer stood there while each officer took the stand and pled the fifth and walked off. The funny part about all of that was the inquest resulted in liability on the officers for killing Derek Williams, and no charges was pressed. Chisholm did not do anything, even with liability. Trust me, I've seen every version of inquest, John Doe, federal, state. I didn't been through it all. I sat in all, whatever court case that could possibly happen, I didn't seen it. I didn't sat in the courtrooms. I didn't watched it. But I ain't never seen this where the medical examiner say, hey, this going to affect my pension. I'm not going to show up. What you talking about? This some new. This that new stuff. This that new. And the judge, hey, I'm not going to, we're not going to, put any restrictions on this guy. It's been 1,045 days. Wow. Truth Nation, if you want to tap in, 833-212-1017. If you want to talk about what's going on with the Joel Acevedo situation and why they're trying to stretch it out, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. Or you want to talk about what's going on with the youth, with these kids, especially from this situation that we brought to light today. Substitute teacher, several accounts, multiple accounts I hate to even pull the CCAP back up. Every time I talk about, I got to go run and pull the CCAP up just to be specific.
Well, I'm going to say, well, if you want, Kyle emailed us the criminal complaint just for that one. So
okay.
we can go in our email and read the criminal complaint.
Okay. So the criminal complaint is in the email. Yeah, send me the criminal complaint. I mean, I keep looking in my phone for it. But Truth Nation, what's really going on? If you want to chime in, is MPS safe? I want to know. Is what's the criteria for being on top of these kids? At least you would think that it would be, hey, you can't have no sexual charges against the kids. At least that. It's more stricter background checks when you try to work for Walmart. Man. It's more stricter background checks when you're trying to get an apartment. Or if you go for an auto loan. Ain't just letting anybody get on top of the kids. We're going to head to the lines. Brother Love, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hey, how you doing, Tori?
How you doing, Brother Love? And first of all, before you get started, I'd like to thank you for coming out to the community cleanup. Hey, we appreciate you.
Oh, hey, baby. Oh, no, hey, it was my pleasure, man. It's my pleasure.
All right. Hey, I mean, that was powerful. Hey, DJ Brother Z was like, you say, hey, baby, what's going on? I was like, hey, you, DJ Brother Z cracking up.
I was trying to flirt a little bit with this chick out here. Yeah.
Oh, with some chick out there. Hey.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Long as she adult.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I love our black women. I love our black queens. And, hey, Tori, I think with the youth thing, I think what you're doing, I think is wonderful. And I think we need it. I think the Kia boys, they mamas, those are some wonderful women, Tori. I think they just misunderstood. And they just have teenagers that have rebellious spirits that if we just, you know what I'm saying, just love them more, which I think what you're doing, I think is great. And I just think that, you know what I'm saying, as we do, I think that as we do a great relearn, I think we need a great relearn and a reset, and I think we need to get back, you know what I'm saying, and people coming in and join and enhancing what you're doing.
Hey.
Because, you know, being out there, you know what I mean? Man, you know what I'm saying, Tori, man, you have to be the humblest man in the world. And I honor men that's humble. You know what I mean? You have to be the humblest man in the world to do that and for us to do that. So I think if we can get back and enhance what you're doing and support what you're doing, I think we'll be better. Like, and the Theodore Edgecombe, he brought that on himself. He shouldn't have messed with that man. You know what I'm saying? Why are you on a bike?
You think he was responsible for what happened?
Yes. Why were you on a bike? Why are you trying to start trouble and problems with people? You on a bike.
So you think that
know what I'm saying?
Theodore Edgecombe brought that on himself?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because you got to think of not George Zimmerman, what's the guy named Derek Brooks? Is it Derek Brooks?
Well, I don't know what point you're trying to make here.
No, Derek Brooks. Theodore Edgecombe.
Oh, the guy that was in the traffic thing that was in the Waukesha parade situation?
Yes, the mentality or you're welcome, man. The sensation surrounding that case. You know what I'm saying? It reminds me of the Darrell Brooks.
Okay. Hey. All right. Thank you for tapping in, Brother Love. Brian, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
How you doing, Tori?
How you doing, Brother Brian?
Love your show.
Thank you, brother.
Love your show as usual. You know me, I see things for what they are. I see behind the truth, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say certain things, let's put it this way, and I'm talking about this Mattioli thing. everybody ought to know. If they don't know, I'm gonna let you know that particular officer is a part of another alphabet community, and that particular alphabet community has so much power, especially when they're in law enforcement, that they can do certain things. And we all know that they share certain information. So whatever Mattioli has on these people is the reason this is allowed to,
be stretched out,
strung out like this. Just be stretched out like this. And it's sad that we would have this particular alphabet community, that amount of power to do some silly stuff like this. Because, if you're a thinking person, you can put apples to apples and oranges to oranges and add 2 + 2 and put it together. Nowhere in the history of law enforcement, anywhere in this country, has anybody been able to get away with doing something like this, murdering somebody, and not even being able to sell their house, and being able to stay away from adjudication for well over 2.5 years. Now, that don't happen unless it's a political thing. Obviously, this Mattioli guy has some secrets on certain other people in that particular law enforcement agency, and they'll settle out the civil case before they settle out this criminal case, because Mattioli's looking to run his mouth in case he's convicted of too many years. So, yeah, this will be probably strung out for another 2 years. Like I said, the civil trial will get settled before that. And
they just started that. They just started that process.
Oh, yeah, and they'll settle that real fast.
Wow.
So it'll wind up getting thrown out on the technicality because they don't have any evidence, verifiable evidence to convict it.
Yeah, they don't even have, since the criminal trial is going on, they don't even have all the information they need for the civil because of that. Hey, all right. Well, thank you for tapping in, Brian, as usual. When we come back, we're going to stay on the lines, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time to see what's poppin' with Melanie Ricks.
What's up, everybody? It's Melanie Ricks, and it's time to see what's poppin' with today's Pop Culture Report. Congrats are in order for our ladies, Missy Elliott and Chaka Khan, y'all. They have been named as inductees for the 2023 class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The class was officially announced on Wednesday, May 3rd, and it included a robust list of inductees. Missy will be inducted under the performer category, while Chaka Khan will get the Musical Excellence Award. In order to be eligible for induction, artists are required to have released their first record 25 years prior. We love to see boss ladies doing boss things, and there is absolutely no surprise over here that both Missy and Chaka have officially been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not that their legacies weren't already sealed, because y'all know about Missy and Chaka. But let's be honest, this is definitely the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. And speaking of cake, one of my absolute favorite songs of all time, Birthday Cake by Rihanna. And guess who one of my absolute favorite Super Bowl performers of all time was? Rihanna. And guess whose halftime performance was the most watched show in history? Rihanna's. An updated report from Nielsen Ratings, which is a media reporting agency, stated this week that Rihanna and her Baby Bump, now the most watched halftime show in history. This year's Super Bowl attracted 115 million viewers. Cute, right? Well, when the Island Gal prepared to hit the stage, a whopping 121 million viewers had their eyes glued on the screen. I'm calling it right now. In just a few years' time, Rihanna is definitely going to be joining both Missy and Shaka in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's what's poppin'.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Bob Brainer. The Brewers got out of Denver without a victory, and now they take aim at the Giants in a 3-game weekend series in San Francisco. Game 1 tonight puts Corbin Burns on the bump against Sean Manaea. 8:40 is the pregame coverage to kick things off over on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Rookies reported to Green Bay this morning for a 2-day mini camp with head coach Matt LaFleur and company. Golden State blasted the Lakers last night to even that NBA playoff series at a game apiece. Tonight, it's Game 3 for both Boston and Philly, and the Nuggets against the Suns. And hockey night in Milwaukee as the Admirals host the Moose in Game 4 of the Calder Cup playoffs. Manitoba leads that best-of-5 series 2-1. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm back going hard again, I'm shutting down my heart again. No one can get next to me, so they gotta put orders in. Try my best to act like I didn't care, but I can't hold it in. And I'm not in the losing, I go hard as I can go to win. I'm back going hard again, I'm shutting down my heart again. No one can get next to me, so they gotta put orders in. Try my best to act like I didn't care, but I can't hold it in. And I'm not in the losing, I go hard as I can go to win. You pillow talking to
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. We've been having a conversation about what's going on at a local school where allegedly a substitute teacher, Randall Jefferson, has been arrested and charged with what I'm seeing here is 10 counts of several things. Second-degree sexual assault of a child, 16 years of age, child enticement, soliciting a child for prostitution, count 4, child enticement, count 5, exposing a child to harmful material, count 6, soliciting a child for prostitution, count 7, exposing a child to harmful material, count 8, soliciting a child for prostitution, count 9, child enticement, count 10, exposing a child to harmful material. In the report, it says that the officer showed up to the school and talked to the principal, who stated several students informed him that they were solicited for sexual favors by a teacher. The principal identified 4 potential victims who had disclosed sexual harassment by this teacher, identity as the defendant. You know, they don't talk about minors. You know, they don't mention the minors' names on these reports. They use their initials. But this goes on to say that these things happen starting in 2022 at the school. So it was even the case of something happening in May of 2021. They said that something happened in May of 2021. This is the furthest out that I'm seeing that this was going on. That he was, the farthest out date is May of 2021. So from that time to now, he's been messing with these kids in the school as a substitute teacher. Wow. We go ahead to the lines. Chris, you on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
How's it going there, Brother Troy?
How you doing, Brother Chris?
Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, the kids, they're not safe in the school. There's just that old saying that weak leaders lead sheep, strong leaders lead lions. Where's the lions? Where's the protection? The kids are protected. Sheep can't protect them.
Wow.
We don't have the protection, Dory.
What is the criteria? What is the criteria to be a teacher, a substitute teacher? They don't do the background check?
They don't do nothing. I don't know what to say to Tori. Maybe he was concerned about his pension.
They do stiffer background checks when you go to get a loan or go to rent an apartment.
Hey, where was the leaders at? Where's the leadership? How did they let this person in there? How do you infiltrate the gates? How do you break in?
I'm just interested. I don't know what criteria you use, but you would think that people would have when it comes to dealing with the kids, that they would have like a standard to be able to get on top of the kids, knowing that it's predatory ideas out here. Al, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. Al from Sherman Park.
Hey, Tori, how you doing? I'm beginning to wonder, where's the teachers union on this? I know when I went to work for the Archdiocese, I had to have a background check because occasionally you have school children coming, through the church and different programs. And one of the things that opened my eyes last week, they had what's her name, Randy Weingartner, the president of the teachers union. And she was mentioning in the middle of the hearing, she had mentioned something about her wife. And I was like, okay, now you see from the leadership on down where we get the stuff in the schools. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then if like the Republicans want, have the resource officers added as a requirement to have 25 resource officers assigned to the schools, would the resource officers be able to investigate these things anytime, say, children or staff brought them to them? That's what I'm wondering. But, you got Evers getting ready to threaten the veto because they require the police be maintained at a certain level in exchange for their 2% tax hike, and that they have to go out and they have to ask the public if they want it. See, they don't want to have to ask the public because they're afraid the public's going to vote down the increase. But this is a democracy. You should be going to the constituents and asking them, do they want this tax or this tax burden on them? And for Evers to say, I'm going to veto it because you're not giving all the power to the politicians or to the Common Council to vote it through, that's wrong. And it's like they want all the power for themselves, as if the voters are their slave property. And that just drives me insane that the politicians want to control everything. But I hope we do get these resource officers, and I hope they can get assigned to the schools so they can watch out for these things like that. And then the other thing about that Mattioli case, it's being pushed back because the medical examiner retired mysteriously. I don't know if he's sick or having a mental health crisis, but they cannot get him back in the court. And they had like a backlog of like 100 murders or something that they need him to testify at, but he's nowhere to be found or produced.
They
I don't
found
know what's
him.
going on.
He showed up on the news a couple times, and he said that the county let him go.
Well, David, you had to bring David Crowley in, and I guess David's not going to talk about it because it might be a personnel matter, but they made it sound like it was an agreed to parting of the ways. But you should always have a backup. Like there should be some reports, some recordings. So if a key employee quits or gets killed, that happens, that you still have some way that the testimony from the examinations can make its way into the court. You shouldn't have to rely on one person or a former employee to come in and testify and hold up all of the murder cases.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Hey.
So we need our county leaders to get up there and correct that situation with either ordinance, or if they had to go to the state to get an ordinance where you have a backup where if, again, the coroner gets killed or is mentally insane, that you have a backup to introduce evidence in court.
All right. Hey, thank you for tapping in. Hey, look, when we come back, okay, I'm hearing that the allegations started back in 2021. The allegations of him dealing with the students, he was never charged back then. So it was allegations, things that on record that he was doing several things back then. So I guess these were prior allegations, and now they are starting to press the charges since he was arrested April 30th. So I'm just going to clear that up. So when I first looked at the situation, it looked like the prior dates were charges, but really these were allegations that went back that far. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Sherwin Hughes, and I am Milwaukee. This show has meant so much to me because it's an opportunity for me to express my thoughts and my feelings to my community, and for my community to express those same thoughts and feelings right back to me. Milwaukee means a lot to me. I was born here, raised here, educated here, and I am committed to making this a better city. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the new 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
Looking for a great career with competitive pay and amazing benefits? Attend the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Milwaukee School of Languages on 84th and Burleigh. They have part-time and full-time positions available for school nurses, health assistants, secretaries, faculty staff, building helpers, school engineers, safety aides, food service, and more. Drop by the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th, or apply now at mpsmke.com/careers.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Who are we? We are the ones who learn to do what we love. We're the ones who want to work, who want to learn from firsthand experience, to earn an income. We don't need to spend 4 years in lecture halls. We're the healthcare, construction and utility workers, manufacturers, agriculturists, and service and IT professionals. We are Wisconsin Apprentices. Learn more at wisconsinapprenticeship.org. Brought to you by the Department of Workforce Development.
Carrie, where's Tory Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move! Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
Shorty up, sipping on that 1942. I got my 42. Oh, you got your 42. I got 40 of them. I rock Cardis, you can't see my eyes cause I be pouring up.
I've been around with choppers A since I'm glad you bought him up. R.I.P. my uncle, free my youngin'. We OD'd up. I heard you around up. Now I like to pass. I had 60 out of 62. I'm talking bad. I talk cash shit. I like to crash shit. I'm bad, bitch. I'm fast with. I might go lamb truck. I'm blowing it out if I get jammed up. Them ran what? Do his back if he ran up me gas cuz. I make it jump and get it gone.
101.7 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s. Now, I'm reading this criminal complaint about this Randall Jefferson. It's sick. The earliest complaint came back in 2021 where he eventually made a student have oral sex with him in the school. During class, during the school hours. So that's when I say that this dates back to 2021, and now so that's where I was getting the confusion because some of these charges were dating back that far, even on the CCAP, which didn't give extensive information to what was going on. So now, and salute to the newsroom for sending me the criminal complaint, the full criminal complaint of what took place. Wow. Horrible. And the kids were saying that the adults are not listening to them and hearing them when they're talking. A lot of kids are vulnerable because they feel like they don't have anybody to talk to. Hey, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to continue having more discussions. Stay locked in right here on Tori Lowe.
Milwaukee, it's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
We want to make sure you join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our Black Friday shout-out powered by We Energies.
Black Friday is your opportunity to call into 1017 The Truth and shout out your black-owned business and let Milwaukee know what you have to offer.
So hit us up every Friday at 8 a.m. to shout out your black-owned business on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
Congratulations to our 1017 The Truth team on their 9. Yes, you heard that right. 9 Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence nominations.
And right now in our country, we are seeing so-called leaders who are actively trying to restrict rights like voting rights.
It's just a horrible conclusion to try to come to, especially once you look at your daughter and how scarred she is.
Milwaukee Black Talk is award-winning Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
We didn't know what to expect. We were just left in a hotel.
My mom was doing drugs in the house.
Tay and Brianna spent years of their childhood in homes that weren't safe. They were placed in foster care and longed for a permanent, loving home.
I didn't know what my future was.
I wouldn't speak to anyone. I was afraid of everything.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Brianna and Tay were adopted and now feel excited about their futures.
I'm studying to be a chef, and I really want to travel the world.
I'm going to be a mechanic, and I can focus on my career.
Right now, in the United States, there are more than 100,000 children in foster care, just like Brianna and Tay, who need a family now. Learn how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. The man who died after a shooting on a state highway on Milwaukee's northwest side Wednesday morning has been identified. The man was identified on Thursday as Michael Shraven of Milwaukee by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office. He was shot while driving south on Wisconsin Highway 145 near West Silver Spring Drive, and James Burnett, a spokesperson for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, stated that investigators have not yet nailed down a description of the suspect or their vehicle that they were driving. He said that he could not confirm if the shooting was the result of road rage or if the occupants of the two cars knew one another. Southbound lanes of Highway 145 have been shut down to accommodate the investigation, the office said. A 15-year-old student was found armed with a handgun at Bradford High School in Kenosha on Wednesday. According to a statement from the Kenosha Police Department, officers were alerted to a social media post showing what appeared to be a student with a weapon while in the high school. Police and school staff confirmed a 15-year-old student was behind the photo, and they found the student in possession of a handgun. No threats were made to students and staff, and no injuries were reported. The student is in custody and criminal charges are being referred to the juvenile system. A proposed indoor slide park received final approval from the City of Wauwatosa Common Council on Wednesday. The proposed Slick City Action Park would be located at 1435 North 113th Street and could open as early as fall 2023. This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Tori Lowe Show continues next here on the new 1017 The Truth.
We need each other.
That's facts.
I need my sisters. I need my brothers out here.
A coward dies 1,000 deaths, and for all the bootlickers, may you die 1,001.
The place for the realest conversations.
Tori Lowe want all the action, or you want all the smoke? Oh, this nigga. I'm with all that smoke too, man.
I didn't see Ron Johnson. He trash. Chisholm is trash. How the hell you here to help us and your kids are dying in the street?
I understand that this is Milwaukee and everyone believes that if someone say something, it's mentioned. It's not.
I don't care if it's the pastor. If you see the pastor ain't acting right, you check that fool. Where's the results?
Talking topics that need to be highlighted and discussed in our communities.
Would you trade places with a black person?
Sure, no, I would not.
Have you ever said the N-word? Come on, be the truth. We on the truth.
Unfiltered and unfazed. This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
The reason I believe that racism is getting worse is because whites know that they will be outnumbered in about 20 to 21 years. They're going to be outnumbered.
Hey, Tori, man. How are you doing, brother? I'm actually from India. We brown people can totally relate with you. Sometimes it's like, did that just happen to me?
We have to not let the government mind us either.
That cop ain't never been brought to the public because he ain't normal, and he may not even exist no more.
Say no more. Release the video.
You know, you keep on doing what you're doing, man. You're going to take over this talk radio, man. Just keep on focusing on what you're focusing on. I wish you a lot of love.
God bless you, brother.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Tori Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tori Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show. Live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 FM. Hey, welcome to the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And, hey, look, they trying to push the Joel Acevedo trial back. They're saying that the medical examiner doesn't want to participate due to it may mess up his pension. I think Fox 6 News has an article on this. This is just crazy to me. This is just crazy to me that this is taking place over 1,045 days. Tap in.
Hold on, there's an ad.
Okay, we're getting it ready.
The trial for former Milwaukee police officer Michael Mattioli being delayed again. Mattioli is charged with choking Joel Acevedo in April of 2020. Acevedo later died. Today was supposed to be his final pretrial hearing before a June trial, but instead, the judge ruled they will have to find a new trial date. The delay is all over the possibility of having the county's former chief medical examiner, Dr. Brian Peterson, testify. Both sides are also awaiting an updated report from the new chief medical examiner, Dr. Viswava Tilomak. The hearing will take place on May 19th.
Hey, look, I'll tell you this. We got to make sure that we understand what's going on a lot of different angles, a lot of different levels. And right now, currently, there's a situation going on, allegedly substitute teachers involved in assaulting children at a school, at a local school here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Holmes School off of Buffum, right here in Milwaukee. It's one of those things that when we have these conversations and we talk about the youth and we're trying to advance and trying to do things to make progress, these things come up, and the question come up, are these children safe in these schools? We're going to head to the lines. If you want to chime in, 833-212-1017, talk to text, 833-212-1017. Bonnie, you on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
I wanted to address that about those children who were assaulted. I want to go to the top of, when we talk about the school system, who's running the school system. I do know that the teachers are represented by the union that they have, one of the biggest unions we have. And I don't know if substitute teachers are under that. I don't know if they're paying dues or not under that and are protected by them. But my problem would be the superintendent of schools. When we have county problems, we address, the man that heads the county executive or the city. We talk about the mayor. The person that's over the school system is, I think, Mr. Posey. Is that his name? The superintendent of schools? I would think.
Right.
Go on. I would think, and I haven't heard his name called at all. I don't know if he's just a figurehead. In a lot of these places, we only have, people are figureheads, and we don't know what their particular job is. I know I do see him on when he has to do when he comes on television, to talk about something with the school. It's usually a positive thing. He's standing out there when school starts at the beginning of the year, smiling, dressed and smiling, and when they're invited, when the kids are coming back to school to welcome them. Other than that, everything is quiet about him. So to be fair to him, I would have to know what his particular job is. But I would think that being, the head figure of the superintendent of the Milwaukee Public Schools, he would want to come out on something like this, and he wouldn't want, on his watch, when he gets ready to leave, not to have been out there, for one of the news conferences or something. He would want to, kind of take care of this. So do you know what his particular job is? I know they make over $100,000 a year.
I think
and
he's
I
like
don't
the
think
highest paid superintendent that we have had.
And you don't hear anything. Like I said, the only time I've seen this man, like, is in fall of the year. He's standing there, he's smiling, you know, and on the camera. I think I have a problem with the figureheads of different portions of Milwaukee. Whenever the newscasts are out there and they're on television, they're dressed well and they say the right things and they're smiling. And I would just like to know, when conflict does come up, you know, you should be more representative of those things when conflicts come up too. I'm not bashing this gentleman. I'm not any of that.
Right.
It just, you know, I'm a thinking person. I'm not in a box, and I'm a thinking person. In my mind, it's working. I know how it is when I'm working or you're working or someone else to get your pay and stuff. You have to be careful what you say or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect him to come out of central office or wherever he works to address this, because these children will be messed up for life when something like that, I'm sure, affects them. Their psychic, their physical being, their mental, you know, there'll be issues for life, you know, being introduced to something they were not ready for, you know. And,
wow.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Also, with the medical examiner, that's another issue. I just can't see, you know, one man holding up a show for something like this. I don't understand it. You know, we either have some weak judges or whatever. Maybe I've looked at too much TV, but I can't see, you know, usually somebody that does not make a decision and say, you're going to do this, you're going to come out, you know, give them, it's like we're putting things in this medical examiner's hands, and he's running the show. But most of the time, you've been an employee or ex-employee, if you're worried about your pension, you come out and you do this. And you know, he should be made to be accountable. I don't know, Tori. You know, it's almost like the things we want to teach our children and everything out here about obeying rules and the reckless drivers, the children who are doing that. You got to obey rules. You got to get your license. You're not supposed to do this. You're supposed to stop at the red light. The more I look at other issues in Milwaukee, it's almost all rules are thrown out the door. And I don't even know what I would tell a child anymore. You know, all these things you're bringing up, it's almost like a hopelessness. You know, where, you know, just everybody throws the rules out the door and they do it the way they want to do it.
Hey, look, Queen, I appreciate you for tapping in, Ms. Bonnie. Hey, it's a lot of things we got to address, and I appreciate you for tapping in. Once again, there's a situation with a substitute teacher, and violations of several children have taken place. He was arrested April 30th, 10 counts. It's just a thing that when we talk about the youth, are they protected in the schools? Are we listening to the youth? Are we trying, you know what I mean, to build, to protect? This is the one thing I always want to get out here. These are our future. And if they're scarred, if they're going through these things as children, you know, they end up getting to the adult stage and having a lot of issues. Eddie, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Hey, good day, Torilo. Happy Friday. How are you?
How you doing, brother Eddie?
Good. So I wanted to talk about this thing with the kids, and I'm going to talk about the thing with the cops, okay? Where are the fathers of these children that were molested by this teacher, the substitute teacher? I know that if something like that happened to my daughter or my son, you couldn't hold me back to go after this guy. And yet I haven't heard of any of the 10 victims' fathers going after this guy. When I spoke to somebody involved at the Archdiocese years ago, and I said, I can't imagine all these priests got away with all this behavior, And nobody, no father, no brother, no uncle went after these priests. And a gentleman said out of thousands of cases, one guy walked into the rectory, which is the dormitory for the priests, the housing for the priests. It's called a rectory, okay?
Right.
One guy walked in and started pounding the perpetrator, but one in thousands. So I can know where the fathers are in this situation to defend their children, okay? I also like to know why more community leaders, more community activists like Liz Brown, wouldn't put their time towards going after actual predatory sexual predators and predatory behaviors than falsely accusing people and opening up their workplace to lawsuits of libel, slander, or defamation. So if that time could be put into actually going after people who are really perpetrating these crimes and not going after people that you just can't outsmart or outthink and trying to defame them and slander them, I think there might be better results if people put that energy towards real things, Tori.
I agree.
Second thing,
well, I'll say this: Liz Brown does go and talk to the youth, to the girls in the schools, and try to protect them and teach them about what to look for when it comes to predators. And I've seen that with my own eyes, and I've watched her do that for many years.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, the second thing, though, Tori, is, the one thing I've learned, I'm 57 years old, and the one thing I have learned, and it took me a long time to learn this, is Milwaukee isn't Candyland. Things aren't always good with any organization that you deal with. And often in Milwaukee, right and wrong is based on who you know, and not what right or wrong actually is. So if you perpetrate a violent felony crime, but your family knows the DA, and you can get off without being charged for that crime, well, that's okay, because you know somebody. And so the law is kind of relative based on who you know and what you can get away with. I hate to say it. I hate that it exists. But it does. And I was naive for years. So I just wanted to say that.
Hey.
In regards to the case, the Mattioli case. So.
Hey, all right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, some days you kind of make sense. Kind of.
Tori.
But I will say this about you, Eddie. You did stand up against what was going on in the Catholic Church when it comes to the sexual abuse of children. You do speak passionately about that.
And guess what? It's cost me socially, to the point where people who used to come up to me and say hi, at restaurants and coffee houses, try to avoid me because of this. I mean, specifically because I had enough moxie to do what I think is right, as opposed to do what's socially advantageous for myself. It's cost me friendships, it's cost me jobs, but I got to be able to live with myself, if you know what I mean, and that can't be bought. All right, Tori, I'll let you go. Have a good weekend.
God bless you for tapping in. Hey, look, we have the conversations that we have. Many times, some of these things are happening before it gets to the mainstream media. And when we talk about the youth, the Boys and Girls Club brought the youth in the other day, and everything that they've said, it's ringing out to be true. When it comes to people are not listening to them, people are not understanding what they have to go through. Even one of the girls, I look back on the recording, and one of the girls said that, we may be kids and we may be going to school, we may not be paying the rent, but we're going through a lot out here in these schools and in these streets. And to me, that was powerful, because I think that many times we have to stop and pay attention, stop and listen, stop and hear. Stop and investigate. Stop and go up to the schools. Stop and start really understanding the environment that's going on right now. And many times we as parents, we as community members forget that we have power too. We have a lot of power. We just got to show up and to these organizations. We got to show up to these entities that house our people. We got to be present instead of being so reactionary to after when something goes down. Now we're like, what the hell is going on? And we got to get ahead of the curve, and it's going to take a multitude of people to do that. That's not something one person can do. That's not a responsibility of one regular citizen. But when it comes to the elected officials, they get information that come through their desk all the time. They get the heads up on several things that they could be allowing us to understand or finding ways to connect with the people to get the information. And many times we go without the information. Not that we wouldn't show up. We didn't even know it was even going on. But that's what I say. We have to change the philosophy. This is why I say we got to change the leadership. We got to change the idealism that we're following behind. That's all I'm saying. It's time. It's never been a better time to regroup, rethink, and reshape.
One call, that's all.
Hey, it's about that time. Now it's your chance to be entered in to win our One Call, That's All 5K giveaway. Yes, that's right. Be entered in to win $5,000. Be caller number 10 right now and be entered in to win our One Call, That's All 5K giveaway. And remember, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, call Gruber Law Offices. One Call, That's All. Right now, caller number 10 will be entered in to win our Gruber Law Offices 5K giveaway. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. Call now, 833-212-1017.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee, Black Talk.
Reaching out for support is an important step that takes courage. At Ascension, Wisconsin, our mental health professionals are committed to delivering compassionate support and care at every step through personalized substance use disorder programs. Ready for recovery? We're here to listen and offer compassionate support. Start your recovery with our team by your side. Call 855-830-WELL, which is 855-830-9355.
Looking for a great career with competitive pay and amazing benefits? Attend the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Milwaukee School of Languages on 84th and Burleigh. They have part-time and full-time positions available for school nurses, health assistants, secretaries, faculty staff, building helpers, school engineers, safety aides, food service, and more. Drop by the Milwaukee Public Schools Job Fair on Tuesday, May 9th or apply now at npsmke.com/careers.
Sunday, May 21st, marks the third annual Goosey's Hunt for the Cure 5K Run Walk for Huntington's disease, honoring Chris Guzikowski after being diagnosed. The foundation was created by his family with the mission of eradicating the HD gene, with proceeds helping families affected by the incurable disease described as a blend of Parkinson's, ALS, and Alzheimer's. Google GUZI Hunt. That's GUZI Hunt to register or make a monetary donation. See you there.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control,
Yikes.
So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do.
101.7 The Truth, Tori Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z in the building. Salute to Woody Woo. Woody Woo. Woody Woo. You'll be entered in to win our one call that's all 5K giveaway. Hey, for official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. Hey, look. Once again, we've been talking about what's been going on at this elementary school in Milwaukee. Several children have been harmed by a substitute teacher. This is breaking news. We broke this story right here on the Tori Lowe Show. Hey, amongst many. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be way more this year. It seems like a lot. Every day I get up and it's just stuff going on out here. And just when you think, we kind of, could be moving in the right direction, things like this take place, with the youth. And every time we have a strong week talking about the youth, it always proves that we're on the right frequency because they're screaming for help. They're screaming for us to help. And with this situation with the substitute teacher, DJ Brother Z, now, I'll have to make some corrections. Some of the situations started back in 2021. These were prior allegations, horrible allegations too, where he was successful at engaging sexually with some of these young girls. I mean, I'm reading the complaint and it just makes me want to throw up. So he did have some success at grooming and having sexual encounters with some of these young people. And I think that this is the time to just try to get ahead of the curve. And I always say a massive parent movement. I'm going to repeat this again. It's very simple. A massive, active parent movement into the public school systems will help out a lot. But right now, since we're not massively involved in the public school system, students are falling in the cracks. They're getting lost in the shuffle. And I think we're going to have somebody come in and give us an update on what's going on with the situation. Truth Nation, give us a couple seconds here. We're trying to get an update. We got Finn Askin from 620 in the building from the newsroom. What's going on with this situation with this Randall Jefferson?
Yeah, so what we know now, Randall Jefferson is facing 10 felony counts related to sexual assault of a child enticement, showing harmful content to a child, and one other in relation to basically all with children 13 to 14 years old. There's numerous children within a 2-year period stemming back from June of 2021. So
right. So that wasn't a charge, that was a prior complaint. Oh, this was where it actually started back then.
Right. So all the charges came through earlier this week, and the investigation is dating back to offenses all the way back to June of 2021.
Okay, I'm reading some of the complaints, and he was actually successful with some of the girls.
Yes. There's been numerous occasions listed in the complaint that he used or at least attempted to bribe these girls with money, $40, $60, $30. At one point, even some teddy bear slippers is what the complaint says. There's been other instances where he was trying to show them videos. That's where the harmful content was on basically pornography, basically.
Right.
And more of the biggest shocker, everything is on school grounds.
Everything is happening during school hours.
School hours. Everything,
wow.
All 10 counts are on school grounds. Every single incident. Yes.
There was this one story in particular that happened in May of 2021. Probably one of the first victims that week that had the latest date. It's in the writings that he took her into another area of the school, told her to get on her knees and perform or during school hours.
During school hours. Yeah, they even say in the complaint, he says, I got to go get the 7th graders.
Right.
Hurry up.
Yes. Wow. I mean, what would make somebody that comfortable in that environment during school hours? And it was even in that same complaint that he told her to wipe her mouth afterwards.
Yep.
Wow.
Very scary.
And send her back to class.
Send her back to class afterwards. Yes. These are all, every single person listening to the complaint is 13 or 14 years old.
Any update on the next court date?
So all we know right now is that it's going to be next week.
And what is the bail that was set?
The bail, I'm not quite sure, actually.
I think I saw like $150,000 or something like that at the initial.
Yeah.
But, all I'm saying is that these children are supposed to be in school learning.
And now they're traumatized for the rest of their lives.
For the rest of their lives.
Why does this guy even have bail is the real question. That shouldn't even have been an option.
Well, I got the brothers down at the Milwaukee County Jail listening to the Tory Lowe Show. Hey. All right, so thank you for giving us that update. I appreciate you for tapping in. Miss Shaq, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Hello, my king. How are you?
How you doing, Miss Shaq? How you doing, Queen?
Man, I got a headache. Oh, my God. I'm so angry. That's why I have to push away, Tori. I am so appalled. Shut that B down. Shut MPS down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. That man didn't know what was going on from the time it was happening. Remember when we got information about the girl at Carver, whatever school, and she was yelling out, I'm being raped. Nothing. Nobody responded. I called central office. I called the alderman. I called the police. I told them, what are you waiting for? Something to happen? Shut it the down. That's how I feel. And I am a product of MPS. I am a teacher, a retiree of MPS 30 years. Teacher of the year and all of that. I know MPS. Shut it down. That's my response. I'm so sorry.
Hey, thank you, Ms. Shaq, for tapping in. When we come back, we'll be joined on the lines by Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Fred, why choose Erie Insurance? The passion that we put around your personal development and your growth. We pay for you to go to college.
Wait. What?
Yes, we will help pay for you to go to college. So you get your foot in the door with us, we will help advance your career.
Okay.
We will help you get the designations, like I mentioned. It's even easier now. I'm doing it from the outset with our diverse communities to help them get these designations and licenses before you even show up inside the doors of Erie Insurance. Visit erieinsurance.com for more information.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
So if folks don't have budgets, first and foremost, would you all recommend that they put together a B word?
Well, you know what? I think I got another B word. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, is yours the other B word? What B word is yours?
So here's my deal. I don't think most people have a budgeting problem. I think most people have a behavioral problem.
Oh.
Okay. So the budget is no good if you're not going to make a commitment to follow through on what you're doing. And I think that's really the key. You got to have enough courage to sit down and go through all your expenses, but then you do need to kind of have that real conversation and hold yourself to the fire to actually commit to doing the action. When me and Erica merged years ago, she has a budget, right, where it actually annualizes how much money you're spending for the year on that said thing. So if you were to put in, say, $100 a month for your coffee, whatever it may be, on her budget, you're going to see it actually being $1,200 for the year.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there's nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
The first person that came to mind was Gruber.
Econo was hurt and called Gruber Law Offices.
I know that they've been here for a very long time. They actually came to me. Didn't cost me anything at all. It was just one call and that was all.
The Bloomberg Black Business Beat is presented by Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Keke Palmer has made a nice career for herself. She's earned Emmy Awards, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and 5 NAACP awards. Now, the actress is turning her attention to helping other performers. Palmer took to social media to announce the launching of a brand new streaming platform, Key TV.
All it takes is one of us to unlock a door to unlock 1,000,000 doors for each other. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Key TV, where our stories matter and where we are represented as the keys to the culture.
In a separate video shared to the official YouTube channel for Key TV, Palmer explains that one of the reasons she created the new platform was to make more opportunities.
What if I told you there is more than one way to make it? That we need more production designers, more sound mixers, more key grips, and more DPs. What if I told you we just need more you?
Palmer says her goal with Key TV is to spotlight a new generation of creators. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
It's the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Was that a DJ Brother Z exclusive?
Penfield's Children's Center for Behavior Clinic is now accepting new patients in Milwaukee and Waukesha counties. Serving children up to age 6, Penfield in-home mental health treatment model addresses behavior concerns and provides therapy for traumatic and stressful events. Our evidence-based model teaches parents and caregivers new skills in response to and how to address their child's challenging behaviors and emotional concerns. Visit www.penfieldchildren.org/behavior clinic for more information or to request a free phone consultation. Hey, this Penfield read reminded me of how much we need to provide these type of services, therapy and traumatic issues going on with our youth. And one of the topics today is one of those situations. Hey, joining me on the lines is Justice Wisconsin advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Disgusted, appalled, angry. Triggered. King, you know what I'm saying? This is what the children were saying. This is what we've been saying. And like I said, I know the state that we're in, especially as Black adults, and the things that we deal with on a daily. But again, our community is the house with no doors. We're supposed to be protecting, providing, and giving direction. But we're being violated. At the same time, leaves our children open to be violated. To this predator, because we was just talking about, with the LGBTQ plus, and I'm just the pedophile part. Because again, they're trying to separate themselves, and I'm seeing a lot of LGBTQ separating themselves from the sickness that is pedophilia. So salute to them of making sure that these individuals are outed. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, the violator is invited in. Okay? These are individuals that are trusted, that are left with our children. NPS is a failure. And like the one queen called in and said, yeah, where is the head? Where is the individual, the black-faced, bootlicking individual, when things are happening like this on his watch? We spoke about him when your show first got started.
Right.
Where is he? When things like this is transpiring inside the school, what is the protocol? How often do they run checks when we're talking about the protection of our children? These are the same individuals that were standing outside the school board today talking about something else, not the fact that our children are being violated school hours. This Randall Jefferson individual, Tory, not only he was showing these girls pornography on his phone of other little girls that was giving him fellatio. He was making it a competition. Where was the other adults? Because I'm knowing one of these children that confided. And when people asked about where was the fathers, where was the mothers, I didn't tell my mother until I was 32.
Wow.
I didn't tell my father because I knew he would have murdered somebody. And I thought about my mother not having her husband and my sisters not having their father at 7. So for these young ladies that did stand up and speak up and told somebody in 21 and it fell on deaf ears, and I can guarantee you it's more than these young ladies because he was comfortable. This was grooming. This was enticement. But this is what we've been talking about when you have the gay ABCs and all of these books that's teaching about fellatio and anal sex. This is what we were talking about. Because it's opening our children up for a complete stranger to have these conversations, to normalize it and make it okay. These are black children, again, that now going to have to deal the rest of their life with the adverse childhood experiences that's going to shape not only their lives, but their future children. Because a lot of adults are still running around broken from their childhood. And then everybody's talking about how our children is acting. This is why they're acting the way that they act. I'm talking about this is toxic stress that they're dealing with. These are underprivileged children whom this individual had the nerve to cash at $40 after she gave him fellatio.
Wow.
And he has the footage on his phone. So where are the individuals? Because again, there was a dog outside today advocating for something else, not for the children, but for their own benefit. Because again, we're in this individuality mindset. Me, my, I. And in the midst of that, our children are being destroyed. It's a sick and sad, disgusting reality. And the sad part is all these programs that they put in place. You know how many children I've worked with who refuse to go and sit in a room with somebody European because they don't understand their walk. We were just talking about this with the park. If other individuals outside our community is making decisions for us in our community and wondering why it's not being utilized because you don't understand my walk. And for those of us that's out here doing the work, we get locked out. Because, see, people don't want to hear the truth because the truth hurts. But only when you get the truth can you turn around and change it. And this is the reality of the school systems. Because child enticement is happening every day. Grooming is happening every day. Anytime you have an adult that's not the parent that can speak about sexual things, about transgender anything, about men in dresses reading to children. This is some Brett Blooming. He was over the children's court. All of this is sexual. And we wonder why our children acting out. Are we wondering? Because it's crystal clear to me. They're being preyed on. They're being groomed to get violated. And what we don't understand is that a child that's been touched will touch. And a child has been taught gonna teach. So if we're teaching our children about being over-sexual, what do you think they're gonna do? We're not teaching them to protect them. Again, we're reactionary. Anytime the police is involved, it's after the act. You're too late.
The damage has been done.
For life. And it don't get no easier.
Now, Liz
And
Brown.
I'm speaking as a survivor.
Now, Liz Brown, you have books that teach about bringing awareness to children that can help bring awareness to children.
I do.
Can you talk about that?
Me and my daughter. Lizzie B. The Busy Bee books is about adverse childhood experiences, really dealing with the truth about it. A lot of the things that we passed on generation to generation, what's done in this house stays in this house, tattletales get their butt whooped.
Keep this a secret.
The book speaks upon it's okay to tell. It speaks about it helps children understand. Lizzie B is a fairy godmother that speaks to children to let them know what to look for, to follow their gut. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. To never keep a secret. I don't care what it is. If an individual approach you about keeping a secret from your mother or your father or some adult that take care of you, run and tell, because that's the setup. We teach about consent. We teach about absentee parenting, domestic abuse. The books go in depth because, like I said, I am a survivor. My daughter is a survivor. And the majority of the time, our silence is the sickness. If we can talk about it, we can change it. We putting people on notice. In our silence, the predators prey.
Where can
and
people?
That's on all levels, not just sexual.
Where can people find these books?
Amazon has the books. You can just Google it. All the online sites that sell books have the Lizzie B. the Busy Bee books. But it's time for us to have real conversations, King. That's what's real.
Hey, look. Truth Nation. Look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I'm going to get your final thoughts. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, it's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
We want to make sure you join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our Black Friday shout-out powered by We Energies.
Black Friday is your opportunity to call into 1017 The Truth and shout out your black-owned business and let Milwaukee know what you have to offer.
So hit us up every Friday at 8 a.m. to shout out your black-owned business on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I have a question. Besides athletes and entertainers, who do our black and brown youth have to look up to? Who are the influencers and role models our adolescents strive to become? Because we all know there are no more Cosby shows or any other medium that drives home what a successful black household looks or operates like. Seeing is believing, but if there's a lack of positive portrayals of black men, then the unsubstantiated stereotypes will continue to be perpetuated and played out in society and social media. The absence of mainstream positive black male role models put our black and brown youth in a peculiar spot because they haven't been properly trained on what it takes to become a productive citizen, nor have they had the luxury of being exposed to the process. Like it or not, we all are influencers in some form or fashion, whether it's recognized by the public or just your immediate family and friends. We all must be cognizant of the moves we make because there's always someone watching, which in essence make you an influencer. Take that responsibility, put it near and dear to your heart, and no matter how hard the struggle may get, continue to lift as you climb. I am ready to take on that responsibility. Are you?
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Was that a DJ Brother Z exclusive?
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the 1 and 2s, joining me on the lines. Elizabeth Brown. Hey, how you doing, Elizabeth? I want to get your final thoughts on the show as usual.
Hey, Keith Posley, Dr. Keith Posley, you got to come on out. You got to come on out. This man is making $258,000 a year, while the schools is plummeting. This is a call for action. Truth Nation. We got to stand up, and not only for our children, for all children. Because we quick to call in and say, my kid, my son, my daughter, these are all of our children. When we're talking about our future, these are the futures that's going to be taking care of us. And if we don't protect them now, why the hell would they stop their life to protect us later?
Wow.
It's getting real. And when it comes to the Joel Acevedo, Michael Mattioli, the reason they allowing it because big names come behind it. This is the case that's going to collapse Milwaukee judicial system because so many heads was turned while dirt was being done. We're talking about the parole office, MPD, judges turning their head knowing that it was a conflict of interest. We're talking about the uncommon council members. It runs deep. He's not worried about his pension. They locked the black man up in Theodore Edgecombe case because they had the power to do it. They could have done that to this corner as well. And they chose not to because he been in the game so long, and the way what he put on the documentation when Joel was murdered, he's going to plead the fifth too because he lied. And now the truth is going to come out, and it's going to upset this whole city. It might even reel not only Alfonso Morales back, but Tom Barrett too. Because so many, the Uncommon Council, the FP, the fire and police, all of them was involved in this. So it's definitely a cover-up. And this is why it's happening. We're talking about a criminal enterprise.
Hey, look, we got to have these conversations, Truth Nation. And this has been one hell of a week when it comes to talking about the youth and things that really need to happen on the front lines for us to make progress. And I appreciate you, Elizabeth Brown, for being on these front lines. Hey,
as always, Ken.
It's been an interesting week when it comes to the youth. And we want to talk about these things in a way where we can make progress. And until we can make great changes and change the philosophy that's on top of the neighborhoods, we're going to continue to have these going backward type incidents in our neighborhoods.
No doubt. But we working, King. We the change. Let's get it.
All right. Appreciate you for tapping in. Have a great weekend. All right, DJ Brother Z.
You too.
All right, turn up for one phone. Let's get it. All right, Truth Nation. Hey, look, y'all be safe out there and make sure y'all keep your eyes open. It's going to take a multitude of us to turn things around, and we can't do it without each other. Be safe. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Congratulations to our 1017 The Truth team on their 9. Yes, you heard that right. 9 Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence nominations.
And right now in our country, we are seeing so-called leaders who are actively trying to restrict rights, like voting rights.
It's just a horrible conclusion to try to come to, especially once you look at your daughter and how scarred she is.
Milwaukee Black Talk is award-winning Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
Milwaukee, it's Denise Thomas.
And Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
We want to make sure you join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. for our Black Friday shout-out powered by We Energies.
Black Friday is your opportunity to call into 1017 The Truth and shout out your black-owned business and let Milwaukee know what you have to offer.
So hit us up every Friday at 8 a.m. to shout out your black-owned business on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot
of the time. Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or